is.
How's it sound?
Good. Actually, really good.
Good.
Are you got headphones in?
No, this is just through my laptop.
Really?
Yeah,
Man, who needs microphones?
you know. I still want one that hangs from the fucking ceiling.
Like you're on Howard Stern?
Hell yeah, dude. We could pass it back and forth.
Yeah. Or
On
you could just sit there talking like you're on Howard Stern. You know?
Need one that's got springs in it and shit.
Yeah. I want to know how you've rode this bull all your life. Okay, can you show us?
I've been riding bulls most of my life, and you just tuck one hand in, you leave one hand free so you can sway the balance back and forth. That way, when your hat flies off, you just make sure you can grab it with that free hand, okay, and throw it back on. Because nobody
Well,
likes a quitter.
we got this big bull. It's called the Sibian. Great, beautiful bull. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sibian, but
It's called
it'll
a.
make it'll make the waterfalls happen, okay? Like Niagara. Like Niagara. And if you hop
I think
on,
those Sibian bulls only have one horn, don't they?
no, but you don't remember on Howard Stern back in the day?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Um, every woman he had on the show, they had to hop on the Sibian.
Oh yeah,
I think
dude.
it was called a Sibian.
I think you're right too.
And you got to watch all these women get off on this vibrator where they're like, no, this ain't gonna work. And it's like they're riding a bull.
Here we are. We Stand Corrected, episode 1. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Glad we could start this off, right?
It's going to be great. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, well, let's start it. Let's tell these fine people how we became friends.
All right. Well, those of you that don't know, Joe and I have we're kind of friends that probably most people wouldn't have ended up as friends in our circumstance. We had kind of a very interesting way of meeting, and one thing led to another. We became great friends. But Joe came on when I was in my early days of park and recreation.
I had just graduated high school.
He was a young pup. He graduated high school and came on to help with our grounds crew.
Do you remember how we met the first time? You probably don't even remember.
Gosh, I really don't. It's been a long time, dude. I've been there almost fucking 23 years.
Well, my senior year, they were having that career fair in the gym. And so do you ever remember going in there and standing around as all the kids walked around to like different jobs and aspects?
Yep.
That was when our boss saw me, and you were with him.
Yeah.
Remember? And that's where he recruited me to work with you guys. And so that's how I kind of got connected with you. And I remember my interview. I walked down there for like a 5-minute interview. It was like, all right, you're starting. I don't know whether it was Monday, Tuesday. We'll see you 7 a.m. summer of 2006. I was 18.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Isn't it crazy how time flies, dude? It's just nuts.
Yeah, that means we've been friends for 18 years.
18 years. Now our history starts out. We weren't going to become friends. We actually had a pretty shaken past, and sometimes I still wonder how we actually became friends. But I'm proud to call Joe my best friend. When we were in the grounds crew at the Park and Rec, we did a great deal of hazing to the new guys, and it was quite fun. Joe was this really, we called him Baby Joe because his face, he was clean shaven. He couldn't grow a whisker to save his ass.
I didn't have that nickname then yet, though. That came like 2 or 3 summers down the road.
Yeah, but it started then. That's when people started going, this guy is freaking clean. She looks like Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean. I had hair then, dude. I wasn't a bald guy then, if you remember. I grew hair. I wore a hat every day.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. But this guy refused, and it gets hot in Colorado in the summertime where we're at. He refused to wear shorts. This dude shows up and he's wearing his Lee denims. They're the whitewashed jeans. And he's got the white Reeboks on.
White Reebok. Every day you guys would give me shit for wearing pants, man. Every day.
White Reeboks and the really light Levi jeans.
Yep. And you guys started the haze on me about it, remember? And I was like, I'm going to come down here and take this shit. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, keep it coming.
One day we told him, I said, Joe, you're going to wear shorts, man. You need to wear some shorts, come like Monday. Let's just throw Monday. I don't remember what day it was, but we'll throw Monday out there. It was Monday. You need to show up with shorts on, or we're going to cut your jeans off into some Daisy Dukes, and you're going to wear them.
And it wasn't even your idea. That was the thing, right? Like, it was that little shit talker that started it all down there for everyone. He was the start of the hazing for everybody. Remember? And he walks around going, yeah, we're going to cut your shit. You're going to cut your fucking pants off, and we're going to get this and that. And come Monday, you better be wearing shirts. And here I am, like, what's this little man going to do to me? Like, he's already 36, and, I wasn't worried. I was going to test the waters, and I tested them.
Well, we were men of our words. Monday morning at about 7:00, he comes in and shows up, strolls down the hill, and he's wearing his white Levi's. So the scissors came out, and they were those old school scissors like your grandma used for sewing with the orange handles.
I have some.
They're probably, they're probably 8 or 10 inches long, huge scissors. And I'm going to give the guy credit. He fought us off well. But we got the job done. It took probably 5 guys.
Hold on. Let's go back to that. Yeah, because I come down right in the morning, right? We have our morning meeting. And our boss knows it's going to happen. You guys have told him all this.
He was well aware. He actually helped.
No, not that one. Not your boss.
The cool boss. The cool boss helped.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that, because the other one would run the morning meeting. Remember, we'd have our morning meeting right away, and he runs for everything, through everybody for the plan for the day. And he told you guys wait till he leaves. Remember, and he got up and he left.
That's right. He left.
And the moment he walked out the door, here comes guy number 1, 350 pounds. 350 pounds a man, and here's the little man marching behind him. Yeah, like, yeah, go get him. He's going to get a short cut off today. And here I am going, oh gosh. And he's a D2 football offensive lineman, right? He
was playing college football at the time.
Yeah, and he picked me up and I'm no small guy, buddy. Like, he bench pressed me like I was nothing. I'm 6 foot, 225 pounds. And he was bench pressing me. But he came up and grabbed me from behind, and he's got me bear hugged, and I can't lock my arms. And he picks me up and he walks me out into the garage area, right where all you fuckers are. And there's 5 guys. There's you and 3 others, and I bet there was 2 ton worth of men there holding me down.
2 ton.
That's not a joke. There was a lot of men there.
But he put up a good fight. I'm not gonna lie. It was we had to work to get this done.
I bet I lasted a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was up there. You did pretty good considering what you had going on there.
Until
we got the job done, and we took the grandma scissors and we started cutting.
Yeah, I finally ran out of gas. Yeah, and then so I had to just give in.
He just let us do it, and we cut them short too, man. They were so short. I was surprised they didn't cut his balls, but they pull these legs off, man, and I had never seen. They were as white as the background that you're sitting in front of right now. The white walls. It was like Casper's legs in there.
I was pissed.
He was hot, pissed. Fucking mad. Mad as a motherfucker.
Yeah. And then there was our cool boss, right? Our cool boss.
Here, baby Joe. Here's $50. Go buy you some new pants, pal.
Yeah,
Just
because
don't say anything to anybody.
after that, you guys started sweating. Like, man, he could really go get us now. Like, we don't even know this kid. He's been on the job a week, and he could already have all our jobs.
Well, you took it well. You earned a lot of respect from that one.
Dude, yeah. That's top 5, one of my hottest moments. But I told you why. Did I ever tell you why? Like, I never wanted to wear shorts.
No, well, I think you did at one point. Well, let's go ahead and hash that out again.
I remember like going through like school and stuff, and I would take like all these like exercise phys classes or stuff where you had to deal with muscles, right? And I don't remember the names of those classes, like athletics, sports medicine, whatever it
Sure.
was. And we had to do stuff where we were taping our legs and ankles and whatnot. And so you got to pull up your pant legs, right? And everyone would look at me and go, Jesus Christ, look at this guy's fucking calves. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, they're huge. And I'm like, okay, like, and everyone else pulling up their pants and they got like pencil legs. And I'm like, well, why are my calves so much bigger? You know, like I'm playing ball.
You're self-conscious about your calves.
Well, I don't know this at the time though, you know, like I wasn't really big into working out then, but you know, I'm playing ball 24/7, you know, all year round, you know, so I guess I got this natural just calf build in me where my calves look jacked back in high school, which people still talk about them today. Like, you know, and I'm just,
They were
like,
the nicest calves ever.
yeah. So I'm like, why is everyone just picking at my legs? So then here I am. I'm just like, all right, well, I'll wear pants, you know? And so
Right.
then I'm this white Irish guy with just a white body, a big white body. And so then I'm just like, well, I can't show off my legs because everyone talks about my calves, and I don't know why people are talking about my calves.
Out come the leaves.
So yeah, that's why I wore pants every day in the middle of the summer.
Let me ask you something. Did you ever go home and tell your mom or dad that we cut your leaves in half?
Oh no, that was a secret until you told it in front of everybody.
Why was it a secret?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, what was I going to go home and say, hey, they cut my pants off today? I mean, that's a heck
I'm
of a
just trying
dinner
to see
conversation.
how bad we actually scarred you.
I mean, I can hold a secret. I didn't go up
I mean,
to
the man-
I didn't go up to the head boss up in the office, did I? You know.
No, I respect that. The man wears the shit out of some cargo shorts now.
Yeah, I moved up from cargo shorts too. I mean, I'm straight golf shorts now, man.
Oh, really? So you wear like the tasseled shoes that go with them too?
No, I bought some brand new shoes today though.
So what kind did you get?
The Under Armour, they're like a new thing. They're like these they're slip-ons, but you can put them on like a slipper and they go tight to your feet so they're like walking, or you can pull the heel back in them and then they're for running.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're called, but they're pretty fancy, man.
So back to the original topic, and then not long after that I would say it was probably 2 weeks later when Joe got taught how to use a lawnmower, a riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
One of the hydraulic ones that you steer. There's zero turn, they call them.
And your partner at the time, the guy working with you, goes, "Oh yeah, Joe, it's easy. Just hop on here. I'll show you how to do it." And I'm like, yeah, okay. And people that don't know zero turn mowers, like you have two handles that come over the top of you, basically over the front of your legs, and you operate two handles.
And you constantly have to manipulate the handles in order to keep it straight, just from moving.
Well, these mowers were fucked up, though. I mean, they
were brand new.
No, they were not. The one I got on, he gave me the worst one out of all three of them. And I fired it up, and he goes, "This is how you do it." And I'm like, "Okay." I give it full throttle, unleash the brake, and it's going as it's turning because those hydraulics in them. And I get it lined up to go in the garage, and who's on my left?
I was standing outside the garage,
On my left.
and I see this clean-shaven, baby-faced kid on this mower, full throttle, blades a humming.
I had to stop because I was waiting for other people to pull their shit in, right?
Oh, wait, you had to wait for everyone else to get out of the way.
And you're standing there because you want to go home. And as I'm sitting there waiting for everyone to get their stuff out of the way, this thing starts like gliding to the left. Because as it's sitting there with no brake on, it starts just like moseying, and it just starts slowly going this way. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. Is this me? And I panicked. And when you throw the right stick forward, it turns it sharp left. And there you were. You were leaning up against the pillar.
At the time, I didn't know that he didn't know what he was doing on there. So I thought he was trying to run me over. I thought, Curtis, you finally did it. You pushed one past the limit. Should have never messed with the guy's pants because he's going to try to kill you now.
Yeah, and I backed you up into the pillar, remember? And the two front legs with the wheels on those mowers had you pinned in between. And so
I will say that I'm a big guy. I'm impressed at how fast I was able to move, and I did not get ran over or hit once.
But you were pinned and you were stuck because those legs, remember? And you're looking at me and you're going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
I yelled at him. I was cussing at him.
You were so scared too.
I don't even remember how I got out of that. I think I just shut the key off or something.
Well, you were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know, man." And so I like put it in park because that's all I knew how to do. And I hopped off and I turned the key off and I was like, "Here, you do it. I don't know what I'm doing." And here you are.
I thought for sure. Out of all my years, and I've been there 22 and a half years now, out of all my years working there, that is probably the closest I thought that I was ever going to be to being seriously injured.
Yeah. And then I felt bad with the guilt, and you thought I was coming tit for tat on you.
All because I cut your leaves off with my fucking grandma's scissors.
Oh, yeah, with your grandma's scissors. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. But yeah,
it's funny how things shake out, because then it's like years later, we end up having a couple beers together or something, and the one thing led to another, and we're like, he is my best friend.
Yeah, well, you would call me at like midnight every Friday and be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "Dude, I'm laying in bed. It's midnight on Friday." It's like, "You need to come have a beer."
I think the latest I ever called you was 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
and you showed up to have a beer.
Yeah, but that's how we became friends, though, because I showed my ass up there, and you were calling me to razz me, to wake me up.
Exactly,
because you were bored there sitting by yourself, and you're like, "All right, who can I call today?"
But and then the other thing that's kind of funny, and I think this the people that know Joe and my family find it hilarious that he tends to be a little bit more liberal, and I tend to be a little bit more right-leaning Republican. But in the end of the day, we find a way to get past our issues and make humor out of it. I think at first we were pissing each other off, but
we didn't know this for the longest time about each other. We never talked about that, right? Like
it's been within the last 6 years.
Yeah, so we went how long without even like knowing this, right?
Quite a while.
And I don't think we knew this until it was the Hillary Trump race, right?
That's right.
So yeah, like 6 years ago. And I don't even remember how we started it, but we kind of started getting pissed off at each other about this because we would start talking mad shit, and you got kind of defensive, I think, on something, and I got kind of defensive on something. And we really got heated about it. And then at the end of the day, we turned it to humor. Because
Well, it got to the point where we were like, you know what, dude, we can't talk about this. So now it's become just kind of a take it with a grain of salt, and it gives me a reason to talk shit to him. I follow the news regularly, and as soon as I hear something about Trump or Biden, I call Joe and be like, yo, you know what I heard today?
no, every day. Every day. And then I'll be like, well, you know what I heard, okay? 91 counts. I can't even count that high in my hands.
I heard that Trump was going to get back in that White House because he's got big, beautiful dragons. Okay, he's going to bring him with him. Fire-breathing dragons.
Well, we got to work on that Biden impression then, because you're going to see him for another 4 years.
Oh, God, dude, I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, well, and back on, away from a little bit of politics, but do you remember when we showed up? This is a funny story. It was my first year there as well. I was just thinking about this, and we showed up at 2 a.m. on site one time. And
yeah, I remember. I'll never forget this one.
And because all these people were graffitiing the park, right? And everyone was getting sick of it. And
we decided to do a stakeout.
Yeah, we did a stakeout. So we're walking around this place at 2 a.m. I don't know how much of this I can share.
You should probably be careful. Some of us still work there.
Yeah, some of us do still work there. Not me. But you and I at the time ended up in one of the upper concession stands because it overlooked like everything. Do you remember that?
Yeah, in one of the score booths.
Yeah. And we saw this big guy act. We could see him down in the building, and he was acting like he was spraying something on the wall.
That was the same guy that was the football player.
Yeah, the same guy. He had a little too much fun that night. And
yeah, those were the good old days, dude. You would never get past doing something like that today.
No. And the Friday barbecues we used to have every Friday during lunch.
Yeah, everybody'd work hard all week, and we'd cook hamburgers and hot dogs and spend like literally half the day playing horseshoes and eating barbecue.
Yeah, but the friendships though, and the stories that come out of that, they've been unforgettable for the longest time.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I'll be the first to say that I think I've pretty much grown up there. That it made me who I am.
Well, I mean, I grew up there too. I mean, just through sports and recreation. So I spent a lot of my childhood on those fields.
Whether it was how many people learned how to drive a stick shift truck on the work truck.
Well, not me, but I already knew. But I
learned.
Yeah. Did you learn there to drive it? That's where you learned?
I learned. When I interviewed, I told them I knew how to drive a standard, and I didn't. And I had plans to learn how. And so one day my boss at the time, and I think he was only there for a couple of years, but he goes, "Hey, hop in the truck. You're coming with me." So I jump in, and I didn't know that we were going to pick his van up at the muffler shop. And he's like, "All right, well, here's the keys. I'll see you back at the shop."
Oh.
So I jump in, and I'm like, I don't even know where to start here. So I start out in first gear, and it was down at that mechanic shop that's down there in Widefield. It's probably 3 minutes from the community from where we worked.
It was on the corner, Security and Fontaine.
But that was probably the scariest 3-minute drive of my entire life. But I taught myself how to drive a standard. Not very well, but I got more refined as the years went on.
I don't think that truck ever had a clutch replacement in it.
I don't know how it didn't.
I don't either. Because I remember one time, we had that kid, he was the big wrestler on the wrestling team.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know anything, but he came just to work. And I guess you call it work at that. And we went down, it was lunchtime, to 7-Eleven. And he had no idea how to drive a stick. And we kept trying to teach him and teach him and teach him. And this kid couldn't gather anything. I mean, he couldn't spell his name with a bunch of rocks if we gave it to him. And he was panicking the whole way. And like when you're driving a stick, you get that rocking motion when nobody knows how to do it.
Yeah. It makes it worse.
Oh, yeah. And so we get down in the main intersections and we pass the high school, down the hill at the stoplight right by the church. And we're making that left to go to the 7-Eleven. And he makes it because he's at the light, right? But we're rocking the whole way, and he can't even get it to third gear. I mean, he was lucky to get it in second. And this thing's, running 5 RPMs the rest of the way down Main Street. It's all revved up because he doesn't want to shift it.
Riding the clutch the whole time.
Yeah. And we get to the stoplight right where 7-Eleven is on Main. And he didn't get the arrow. And so we're like, well, you're going to have to take it here. And this thing, he locks it in first and it's going, but it's not going anywhere. And we're like, you just ease off the clutch, right? Ease off the clutch, a little bit of gas, ease off the clutch. Well, he goes, pops that clutch back all hard and we go, and there's cars coming at this point. And he got out and he started crying, dude. And we're like, dude, you got to learn. You have to learn this. And he ended up quitting, I think, within the next week after this.
He wasn't there for much longer. He was a mess.
So the basis of driving a stick, and that's why it's the new car theft preventative device now.
Oh, yeah. People, I've got a cousin that has a stick shift, and he leaves his vehicle unlocked all night. And I said, dude, don't you worry about people stealing your car? Nobody knows how to drive this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think what we got coming, right? I mean, we got more of these stories that are great.
we're going to try to put out a new episode every Saturday night. We'll discuss everything from politics to travel to fun stories to camping. You name it, we'll talk about it.
I think we got a trip to Vegas we're going to talk about too. That's coming
Absolutely.
up.
I hope so.
So, well, good. So we'll get episode 2 up and going here soon. I mean, we're getting corrected here.
Let's stand corrected.
All right. It's a good first episode.
All right. Good night, everybody.
See you guys.